Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT. So I'm gonna take you guys to my very first ever gold making method that I had on Runescape. This was a very long time ago, even before I started actually mining coal to make money. It was my very first method. And I remember around this time, I think Santa hats were 150k GP. Yeah, 150k. It was a long time ago. Now, before I take you to that area, I want you guys to guess, what do you think I did? This was like right after Classic when RS2, I guess they called it, actually became live and I was free to play. What do you guys think that I did for GP? I'll give you guys about 5 seconds to think about it. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into Looney TNT's first ever gold making spot. So here we are. My first ever farming spot. You might be thinking, okay, so you went and you got the bones and you sold the bones, right? No, that's actually not what I did. The first ever gold making method that I had was here at the Hill Giants, and I don't even know if they were called Hill Giants. Were they called Hill Giants? Maybe. Yeah, they weren't called Cyclopses. I think they were Hill Giants. I don't remember. See, but I think they were still called Hill Giants. They look a lot different, but you know, they kind of, the drop tables were actually switched up too. So back in the day, these things would actually drop the big bones and they would drop nature runes. So what I would do is I would stay here, and because I wasn't a really high level and because this place was super crowded all the time, there was people standing on like each spawn of these monsters. You could not, like, every world was full, and you know, this was back in free to play. So the big bones and free to play, you know, that was the best prayer XP you can get in game. So what I would do is every time I killed one or someone didn't loot their big bones, I would loot the big bone. And what I would do is I would trade big bones for nature runes here, because people would get stacks of nature runes. So what I would do is I would grab a big bone, or I'd kill one and loot a big bone, and I would trade every big bone for 5 nature runes. Now, I had hundreds of nature runes, and yes, I say hundreds. I didn't say thousands. I said hundreds because, you know, I was a noob, so I didn't have that many big bones. But if I had like a full inventory of big bones, I was like, oh man, it's going down, you know. And so I trade, you know, all the big bones for nature runes, and I've had stacks of nature runes, and I believe nature runes were selling at the time for maybe 500 GP each. Law runes back then were like, you know, 1,000 each. Sometimes you can get a law rune here and there, but, you know, law runes sold for about 1,000, and I think nature sold for about 500. They could have even sold more than that. My memory's just kind of messed up when it comes to prices. But that was actually my first ever gold making method, was killing these hill giants for the big bones, or looting the big bones off the ground and trading them for nature runes. Yep, times have changed a lot. You know, I don't even think anybody kills these things really for the big bones or for any gold making methods at all. I know you can go and you can get the limp runes in the other room, and that was a thing for a little bit, but yeah, crazy to think this was my first ever gold making method. You know, these guys are still not really up to date on visual effects. You know, they're still kind of blocky and old, but they'll always have a place in my RuneScape history. That's funny because there's a dragon med right there too. It is what it is. Alright, guys. And like always, anything goes good with a dragon med.